Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Just an Ordinary Girl, and here today I'm going to show you how to make maple flavored pumpkin seeds. Now here you'll see I have a pumpkin that I used. I took the insides out, I cooked it up, and I made soup the other day. If you didn't see that, please go back and watch. It's only a couple videos behind. And he took the pumpkin seeds out and I washed them with a little teeny bit of soap and water and in a colander, and then I strained it really well. I had put it on a plate and stuck it in the refrigerator because I wasn't ready to roast them, but today I am. So I took them out and I dried them off with a paper towel. You dry them really well. And we're going to use applesauce. Now most recipes you'll see has butter, but we're going to use applesauce because we don't use butter since we're vegan. And we're going to use ground cinnamon, maple syrup, and nutmeg. And set your oven to 350 degrees. And don't forget to get yourself a pan. Now I have this one here, it's like a 9 by 13, and line it with a piece of parchment paper. Okay guys, now let's get started. Now you want to get yourself a bowl because we're going to go ahead and put the seeds in, and then we're going to go ahead and toss in a little of this applesauce. Okay, now we got the bowl, and we're going to go ahead and put 1 tablespoon in there. Stir that around a little bit. And then that looks maybe a little tiny bit more. So go about 1.5 if you have as many seeds as I have here. Give that a little stir. You just want to coat them so that they'll not, so that they'll roast well. Okay, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and add our seasonings. Well, starting with the tablespoon, I'm going to go ahead and drizzle maple syrup. I like to go one by one, and then that way if I need a little more, I'll put that in there. Now when you're roasting with maple syrup, you gotta really be careful to watch your seeds closely because they tend to get darker faster. That smells good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and add in the cinnamon and nutmeg. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and add about 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. And you just kind of sprinkle it all over like that. And then we're going to go ahead and add about 1 tablespoon, I guess, of cinnamon. Okay, go ahead and sprinkle. I'm not going to use a whole bunch. Let's see. That kind of looks like a lot to my eyes, but we'll see. I stir it up here. Sometimes I do that. That's why a lot of times I just sprinkle it on. It smells good. It smells delicious. I'll go ahead and add a little bit more. So I'll say 1/2 tablespoon on this amount of seeds. A whole tablespoon would be too much. So we don't want too much. That's all you got to do. Now we're just going to go ahead and scoop that out onto our pan once they're stirred up really well and begin the roasting process. Okay, you see how I dumped them out? Now we're going to go ahead and spread them. And you kind of want to keep them, so that they're not all touching one another. You want them as spread out as you can. So be mindful of that and get them all spread out pretty flat. Okay, now that they're spread out pretty well, you can still see, if you see a couple stuck together, go ahead and try to spread them out as much as you can. A little tricky, you might have to use your fingers. As long as they're clean, you can do that. And then you can go ahead and stick them in the oven. Now we're going to roast these for about, I'd say 10 minutes at first, and then we're going to flip them and do 10 more minutes. And like I said, we have to be careful because these are maple syrup ones. If you do the like garlic and onion powder, whatever, then you can go about 15 minutes. But to do maple syrup, you want to go about 10, watch it, flip it, and then go about 10 more. And if it still needs time, then we'll add it. Okay? Okay, here we go. Okay, let's give it 10 minutes. Okay, our timer just went off, so we'll go ahead and check that out. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and flip these over. So go ahead and bring them out of the oven. We're going to go ahead and give these a toss. That was a quick 10 minutes. You just get yourself a spatula and try to flip them as much as you can. This is just going to require me to have 2 hands, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this a minute until I get these all flipped over, and I'll be back. I find that it's good if you hold it with one hand and you kind of scrape it like that and then flip it around. It's a lot easier if you do it this way than if you did it with the spatula. They're not hot, so, but just again, when you're done flipping them, just kind of spread them out, you know, so that they can, when they go back in, they'll be able to cook. I tried both with a spatula and without, and it seems like in this case, doing it with your hands is a little bit easier, but you may do it however you find. Okay, so using both the spatula and the hands, you toss them over, and now we're going to go ahead and put them back in the oven for 10 more minutes. And then we'll see if it needs a little longer. So I always like to set my timer on my microwave. See, I give it 10 minutes, and there we go. Okay, we're ready for the second round. Here's what they're looking like. Okay, here's what they look like. You see the cinnamon there getting dark. You really have to be careful. I'm flipping them around some more. Okay guys, so what I did was just take your fingers and sort of scrape it like that. You see, just to get it off of the parchment paper, and they're ready to go. I taste it. It's delicious. Yummy. Okay guys, here they are all plated up. They're delicious. And this stuff here that looks dark, it's not. It's that cinnamon, maple sugar, or not sugar, but cinnamon and maple with the nutmeg. That is delicious. Don't forget to give this recipe a try. And if you like what you see here, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.